Wait.
Is there something new?
It's right there.
Wait, what did you say?
And there's already glucose there. Why are you putting all the carbons on it?
Because glucose has carbon in it.
It's like a
So-
reminder.
It's a reminder.
Oh, okay.
A reminder about.
Is this a before?
Yep, this is a before picture. Let's do a series of before, during, and after. Okay, now you start. I think I'm ready to go.
Already started.
Okay, protein number 4 is going to break bonds. Yes? Okay, I'm just going to get rid of that glucose. That stays there. It's going to break that bond. It's going to break that bond. Bond's broken, number 4. So that is my during.
What?
No?
PPS.
This just stays separated like it did before.
So that part, that bond isn't broken.
Correct. Good. This just stays like this. But the bonds, you've seen that before. The bonds of blue, well, you haven't seen. You've seen me break bonds. This is a special protein, an enzyme, and it's breaking all those bonds. It broke the bonds in water. It broke the bonds in oxygen. It broke the bonds in glucose. This molecule stayed as it was. So what is this protein number 4 going to continue on doing? It's going to make new bonds. But here's the most important bond it makes. The most important one. Most important one. Write it down. Is this one right here. When it bonds that to that and it makes ATP. Because ATP can now go off and do everything in your cell. It can build things. It can break things apart. Okay, take it back. And now I have kind of this waste left over. Because this is what happens. Watch here. Number 3, it made an ATP. It takes the carbon and the oxygen. It makes carbon dioxide. Takes the water. We're going to pretend those are easy. It makes water. So the end result, my after picture. Whoops. My after picture is, let me see how this looks. Protein number 4. I get ATP. I get carbon dioxide, and I get water. Now what I introduced you to on that last day when I was working, we can actually do this whole before, during, and after series of pictures. I can write out in a chemical equation. So here's my chemical equation for the story of protein number 4. It took glucose. Did I have oxygen present?
Yes.
Did I have water present?
Yes.
And I had my modified ATP molecule. So we're gonna modify this a little bit because I want it to be like that. So water plus gives me, what does it produce? CO2 plus water plus ATP. Do you know, you had to study that 100,000 times. Or maybe not, maybe 2. Do you know what that's called? Yes. It's called cellular respiration.
Better do the test.
That is is known as cellular respiration. You have to leave your hand down because I only have like 5, 6, 7 minutes. So hang in there. So we have the evolution of cellular respiration. Okay, hold up. Now you're adding some language here. So I'm going to leave this as a before picture. Okay, so it's after that. This is after, right here. You got this note right here.
Okay.
But here I'm going to add these words here. So this protein number 4, let's do some comparison here. Protein number 3 performs photosynthesis. Protein number 4 performs cellular respiration. Protein number 3, we got it still recording? Good. Protein number 3 is found embedded in a chloroplast. We know it makes food. But what's its food? It's actually the glucose that it's making. It also makes oxygen. This we haven't named yet. You learned it as, maybe you did, powerhouse of the cell. Have you heard of that? Well, that's okay. I heard some people say the name. This organelle is known as a mitochondrion. And in your notes now, I know we made that note so long ago and we're still talking about it. This is all about cell stuff. In your notes it talks about energy coming from the mitochondria. What's the energy now? What's the energy known? ATP. That's the energy it's making. And you have enough of an understanding about bond breaking and new bonds being formed. It kind of makes sense. Now what's really cool, if I take this equation here, and you see how it's going to the right here? That would mean, so watch what I do here, that would mean this is involving protein number 4. Right here. And it's going to the right. If I change this arrow, are you seeing it? Yes? No? I see a smile. I don't know if people see it. I think we're starting to see it. If I change this arrow, and I actually go to the left, and this is not going to do that, and it's not going to do that, but it's going to use this as the energy, and it's going to use this as a protein. As the protein, what is that? Photosynthesis.
Yeah, that's.
They're like the opposite. So look at this. Look at this beautiful little world in here. Chloroplast makes the energy, the glucose. Mitochondrion uses the glucose to get energy out of it. This produces CO2. Protein number 3 uses CO2 to make glucose. Glucose is used to make ATP by protein number 4. It produces CO2 waste. It uses CO2. So you need to write a note to yourself about this whole kind of cyclic thing. And there's a few other structures in here, like there'd be vacuoles and stuff like that. I'm not going to draw those. But we're going to say we're at 2 billion years ago. Woohoo! And this is the evolution of a plant cell. And it is, finally, I tell you, it is a eukaryote. Why? Just like your note says, it has organelles in it. Yes, can you stop the camera?